I just, it's not that I'm a rule follower, it's that the rules are there for a reason, follow them. It's. Have you been down to the fireman range?
Oh, no, I haven't. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I've just kind of made the decision to keep
To stay
myself
away
out of
from
it.
it, yeah. I don't know, there was talk though, last meeting about going down and seeing if he had a permit to do a bathroom. In a shed.
Oh, yeah, something about, I remember hearing about that. All right.
Hi Laura.
Hello, everybody. I don't know who Town of Bellingham guest is, but hello.
Hi Laura.
Laura, can you hear us okay?
I'm a little slow. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, here we go. There you go. Now we can hear you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Laura, Vinny isn't here yet. Did he let you know he was gonna be late?
He did not, and that's odd for Vinny.
Yeah,
Let me,
he's been
let me
dealing
check.
with some family stuff, so I don't know what his. I don't know if he's gonna, hopefully he makes it today. Hello, Beth, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Just trying to make sure that I get this onto cable. I'm trying to remember how to do it.
Have you got quorum?
No.
Not right now. We're still waiting on Vin. And Trish is not here yet either, unless that could be her in the waiting room.
Yeah, Trisha's gonna zoom in, but Vinny, he was planning on being there, but with his current situation, I don't know.
Yeah,
What situation?
his brother,
Well-
his brother just passed away.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, he had a tragic accident. He got hit by a car. A hit
Oh,
and ru- Yeah, hit and run.
wow.
I mean, he said he was coming, but that could have changed. He would have let me know though.
I'll go double check and see if his car's in the lot.
Who's TOB?
I don't know who that is. It's TOB guest. I actually, funny you should say that. I said that earlier. I was like, I don't know who TOB guest is, but hello.
They're all,
They're always here, but I
Yeah.
have no idea who it is.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are always there. I just wondered if maybe we knew who it was.
it's a mystery guest.
Is the iPhone Trish?
Yeah, I think that's Trish. So technically we do have a quorum if we wanted to get started. I didn't,
We
I didn't
need
get the
her
chance-
to identify herself.
Oh, Trish, is that you? On the iPhone?
uh-oh.
We lost her.
Let's see if she's gonna try and reconnect here.
For public meeting, you have to identify whoever's on.
Yep. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it is me.
Hi, Trish.
Hi.
Hey, Trish. Why don't we bring the, meeting to order? It's 7:05. Bellingham Board of Health. The chairman is absent for now. The minutes from the last meeting. I've checked them over. Did you have any, updates, Laura? Minutes from the October 24th meeting?
No, I do not.
Okay. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes? Trish,
I can make a motion, but I need to abstain actually because I was not at that meeting for the minutes. But I can approve the minutes.
yeah, can you make a motion to approve the minutes?
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
All in favor, aye. All opposed? Minutes are
Abstain.
accepted.
Thank you.
All right,
So I think we can go right into health agent updates. We didn't have any tobacco food inspector updates. Rob and I have been working together on, as we talked about in the last meeting, kind of banging out those last few inspections. I actually spoke to Rob this week and he informed me that he has to still input, the schedule into Permitize, but he has physically scheduled himself out and is able to complete the rest of the food establishment inspections for the end of the year, so those will be all set. On that note, I can move to 15 Farm. So updates on 15 Farm. I think this might be Vinny walking in. I think I heard a door open.
go ahead.
Anyways, so 15 Farm Street, it's actually, it's selling.
Okay,
No worries.
forget it done.
So you walked in perfect time. We just kind of started. So, 15 Farm Street is what we're on right now. I'm just going through the health agent update.
Okay, hold on.
So 15 Farm Street sold.
But we didn't
They're-
accept the minutes yet, because we need two.
We,
Trish is on.
Trish is
Come
on.
on, Vinny.
Sorry, Trish.
Yep, so, they're working on, kind of finalizing the sale over there.
Okay.
I finally was able to get a hold of the homeowner and she informed me, I'm getting a landscaping crew out there. Hopefully, I believe she said Thursday, and that they're hoping they're gonna close on the sale on the 17th. So
Okay.
that should be, from the
Right.
Board of Health perspective, kind of out of our way. So that's, that we can wrap up.
So You're gonna clean it up and, close on this.
Yep, on the
month.
17th. Yep, this
Okay.
month.
Okay.
So, 6 Damon Street livestock. So, funny
The one
enough,
with The extra.
yep. So funny enough, Rick and I were kind of, chatting about this earlier. So they have, according to their permit, they have 10 chickens.
It was on the permit, isn't it?
Like when they submit the permit, you have to
Yeah.
include this many animals is
Okay.
what I have. So we, in the livestock, what's it called, regulations?
Right.
We have
We
that
have a
you're
limit of
allowed to
9.
have, yes, 10 or
Is it
more
10?
is not allowed,
Right, correct,
is how
Right.
is how it's written,
Right.
meaning that you're legally allowed to have up to 9.
correct, okay.
So,
But if somebody puts down 10 and we don't catch it, is that like sorry, you didn't catch it, well, we caught it now because it was a complaint, right?
well, yeah, it was actually about a different animal. The complaint was about the goat that kept getting out, but,
Yeah.
I walked the property. It's a fairly big yard, 42,000 square feet. It's double fenced. The
Okay.
fence is pretty intense.
Okay.
It's well over 6 feet tall.
Okay.
Nothing's gonna get in there. And I don't really know how the goat keeps getting out.
Yeah, they don't jump that.
Yeah.
They do a little bit.
Yeah,
now.
but,
That's just the fence.
but to kind of get to the point here, they had a rooster and I think it'll more so constitute me reaching back out to them and confirming this, because I didn't get the chance to today. But, we need to determine whether or not the rooster is the 10th or would have been the
Yeah, but
eleventh
they're
of
not
February.
allowed loose unless they're.
Correct, but what I'm saying is,
Right. Oh, okay.
if they have 10 with the rooster,
Okay.
and we told them to get rid of the rooster,
Rooster.
which I already did.
Right.
That would make them in compliance with
Correct,
9.
correct.
However, if they already got rid of the rooster with 10, we would have to remove one. Is
Because
that,
playing the thing, Rick, if we let somebody have.
Oh, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
okay.
okay, so that's pretty much that
And
one kind
we-
of
we
wrapped
needed
up.
that because, you know,
Yeah,
as we have a regulation, if you don't enforce it, it's arbitrary, and then it becomes like. You know, someone could say, well, you're playing favoritism. You know?
exactly.
I agree.
Exactly. So,
For the last thing I brought up once, we said, well, we can let it go, and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no.
yeah, no, but moving forward, Regal Cinemas, I finally got the chance to go over there and check out their grease traps. So
Yeah.
they don't actually have a bin like other places.
Right.
They have one of those like in the ground grease traps that's connected to like the sink, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
good, actually.
Um,
Usually they're bigger when they're in the ground.
well, yeah, and so they got that, and there's 2 of them there, and they're,
Do you know the size by chance?
you know, I took a photo
It
of
should be
the,
somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 gallons, but.
I took a photo of the grease records. I'm not sure if it would have it on there. I think
Yeah.
the trap, it's not a big trap. I
Okay.
think it's closer to like 35 gallons or something
Really?
like that. It's a little one, yeah.
Wow.
Either way
So if
though,
they have 2, it's 70 gallons. That's hard to believe.
yeah, they have one behind like the concession stand and then one off to the left.
Okay.
And so I spoke to the woman there
They're
and
probably not
talked
the
to her.
culprit of the road thing.
Well, they could be
They
because
could
she told me that the prior manager was not very on top of the cleanup when it came to grease and fog. And that this new manager is more on top of it, and they recently just got their systems pumped, and they were completely unaware of the severity of the situation because
Okay.
when the whole sewer thing went down, we weren't able to get in there and talk to them. So,
Right. Well,
they
we didn't
were-
even think, I didn't think they
Yeah.
had.
and so they were completely unaware of it. So, they're more aware and they're, you know, going to be more on top of their fog regulations.
Okay,
So,
good.
yeah, that's pretty
So
much.
they have a new manager. So
Yep.
like all these places we visit tend to have like a new manager and the old one wasn't doing the job. Maybe that's why they disappeared or. they got a better
Exactly.
job.
So, this next thing was something that Laura and I were talking about in the office. So Form 1A. If you guys look at that in your packets there, so. Basically, this is like the basic application for a disposal system.
Yep.
And basically the question we had for the board was, is this something that we actually should require from this? Because if you continue flipping through,
Right.
this is what we require them to input on permitize when they apply for the permit. So it's pretty much, one of the
Is it all the
guys,
same?
yeah, it's
The
pretty
only
much
problem
the
is
same.
Permitize is not. Whatever we require in permitize. Not a legal state form.
Which is why we wanted to double check if we need the legal
Because
state
I'm thinking
form.
something could happen. I don't know how the catch 22 will be,
Yep,
but it'll be. There's a form established, and this is old. In the old days, they just did a little card,
yeah,
but it was always like, linked to. You know, application.
yeah,
But then the state came out, I'm not sure when it was.
basically,
This was
yeah,
03. It was way before that.
basically what happened,
Oh,
the
boy.
reason why we even brought this to the board is because we were having an issue where a gentleman. Hadn't uploaded it, and we were kind of saying, hey, you gotta upload it, please, so that we
Right,
can
right,
issue the permit.
But it's not there.
And when he did, he was like, fine, he kind of gave a little bit of, where he was like, I'll issue it, I'll do it, but it's kind of redundant. I already gave you all of this information.
Okay,
And so we were like, well, we still need it.
yeah, here's what I'd say. I don't want the person to do 2 things. Meaning the same thing.
Correct.
So permitize need, as soon as they get it. I guess you can say the previous ones. Were compliance mode, but if this is uploaded and permitized, this is here. This is definitely accessible. To the state, if you give them permitize in place of this, the state, because there's some kind of complaint that can affect groundwater. We're gonna get crucified, you fail to use the state form.
Well,
We can only be
exactly,
stricter than the state. We can't be less than the state. Like, as I can tell you, I do it for wetlands, I do it I did it for Corps of Engineers. You have to use the established form, or you're in non-compliance by the fact that even if the date is the same. You know, if it goes to
Yeah.
court for something, they'll get away. They say, well, they never required that form, and the state requires it, and you're not doing it in Bellingham. How do I say it?
That's an issue. No, that totally
Best
makes sense.
management
Yep,
practices and non-compliance with a state reg means you're trying to make it lesser, or you're trying to do it your way. You can't do that when there's a state law,
yep. No, that totally makes sense.
so.
So yeah, I mean, that
So
was.
the gentleman might have said, he might have been, how do I say it? Wow. Clairvoyant, in
Yeah,
the sense that we looked at it. How did this come out? You found that they needed this, or Laura did?
well, Laura and I have been going through all of the permits
Okay,
and
good.
determining, okay,
That's
this permit, we need this documentation.
Correct.
This permit, we need
Okay,
this,
good, good.
just to try and clean up the system,
So we found it, and then we asked the guy to do it. He goes, yeah, I already gave you
pretty much.
it. Okay, that's fine.
And
But
so
it's a good thing.
we
yeah.
told him, we were like, we know you already gave us a lot of this information on your permitized application, but we need the state form.
However,
So we'll
the
continue
bottom
that.
line is, because all the state forms for all the other stuff are online. If permatized is the way we do it, then this has to be uploaded to permatized. as soon as
Exactly.
possible.
Yep. Yep.
Because people should not have, I call paperwork abuse or computer time abuse, where they're filling out two forms, same thing. One's legal, one's not legal,
Hmm,
you know.
yep.
And we
Well,
can-
I have an idea. What do you guys think about, since they already have to upload it to their account, maybe we should take out that many details on the permitized application, because it is quite lengthy.
I
Right,
agree
yeah,
with
if you
that.
wanna do that, that would be fine.
I think
But
that would be a
technically,
smart
they
move.
put 99% on here, that's really kosher. The 1% you put on permatized to, how do I say it? And as long as it's easy to upload, I don't know this, is this easy
It's,
to
it's
upload?
very easy to upload. It basically consists of you can scan it in or you can.
Can you go
Even
just to the site?
iPhones have the option to scan in a document, you scan it in,
Right, right.
attach it to your permit,
Yeah,
bam, done.
Okay, but can you say, you pull this up in the state and just have it migrate? Let's say I don't have a printer or scanner, and I'm not an iPhone person, you know, I'm thinking of the older individual now.
Yep,
We're not gonna, how do I say it, get it to the point where the older person's not required to be a computer person, iPhone person, and they may not have a scanner, like my scanner's not working. I can fax it to you, but you have to do it for me. I can't get it, but I can email it to my form, maybe, I don't know, like. you know.
I hear you, but the only issue that we have with that is that we've kind of been doing that with so many people for so long. That we're like, in me just kind of doing everyday stuff, we're finding blips where like, oh, this person was supposed to. Put their permit information in, but somebody in the office said that they can do it for them when they come in, and so it never actually made it into the system, and like. There's,
Yeah,
it's too hard from what I've seen to. Shift that responsibility onto myself, Laura, Michelle.
no,
in the office.
that's not what I'm suggesting, I'm suggesting that. Just like with Robbie, he couldn't get things done because his iPad was out of date. It also was that when Permatize put those forms in that Robbie wanted, they didn't verify that it went into the town system. Because I heard from Robbie that Karen said, well, it's gonna take a little while to square this away. And then she found out he had the wrong thing. That shouldn't happen to our agents, you know, it's like, are you kidding me? You know, because everybody was thinking Robbie didn't want to do this. That's not what he wanted, not wanted to do. He wanted the better information on the program we bought, which is a heck of a lot better than the permatized version of the food thing. It's, I'll use the word have-at, and we don't do things that way. It's gotta be, how do I say it? State of the art, fine, but it has to be the best form. And permatized, not the best form.
I see what you're saying.
the-
Okay, yep,
Federal food code is far superior. Now, once you upload that in there, you forget the permatized food code. It's the federal food code. Just like this, you forget our application, even completely eliminate it. This is what the customer has to fill out. And this will be called septic disposal application, construction permit.
Yeah.
for new, used repairs. You can just do it under permitized
I mean, you can
septic
literally,
application, but you gotta reference this form. This is, how do I say it? You know, it could get to a court situation. where
that's easy
the
enough where
town's
you
gonna
wouldn't
get
even have to,
ripped.
you wouldn't even have to print it and handwrite it. You can
Right.
literally do it all online.
Right,
You can
yeah,
pull up the
I can do
PDF.
this form online.
Yeah, you can
just
pull
like
up the PDF,
right.
type it in, save it to your computer, and then attach it to the permit.
Correct, yeah,
Done.
that's fine,
Yep.
that's all we need to do.
Yep.
We might wanna obviously just put, just for the heck of, for the office, address, name, little things like that.
Definitely. We
Yeah,
can-
I
We
think-
don't have to open it up.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
think
correct,
we'll-
Laura?
We'll still keep the basic information, but I
Okay.
don't, I think it's redundant to do all the, you know, how many bedrooms and the size of this.
Yeah, no,
and that.
I'm saying, whatever you consider basic, I probably will go along with it, like, if you look at the front 1 through 4. That probably is basic, everything else gets into, what I thought it was design stuff.
Yeah, like design
Yep,
flow
yep,
and
yeah.
like soil description, like that's all stuff that technically
Yeah,
is on the it's live on the permit
yeah,
application.
so
It doesn't need.
this one here doesn't pretty much have that.
Yeah.
Description of the soil, Lumi sand. Does the other one go into any more? On permit time?
Applicant information.
Yeah. Looks like there's more.
Septic-
Install new T5, well, T5, aren't those
Yeah.
the infiltrators?
That's one that-
They are, they can be used.
But yeah, so that was pretty much that. So going forward, we will
I mean, this doesn't
utilize
really
Form one
have a
A,
lot, I guess, so, but I don't know.
but it's the same information. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
if we, so Laura and I will go through.
In other words,
and-
I would put this in for the information that's partially redundant, but if the other one has more, then I'm gonna say, you can put this in first, and the other one fits right in with all the information that this doesn't have.
Yeah, all the additional stuff.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I agree.
That way there, it marries up two plans. Each have their own feature, except this is a state plan.
Yep.
And then
Okay,
you get the best of both worlds, and no one can say like, hey, you're not following. You're minimizing the state reg. We might not be, we might actually maximize it. But the point is, someone's gonna say, you need to use the proper form.
Yeah.
You know how the state is.
Yep.
And the federal government is. You don't use the form, they don't even talk to you,
yeah, I agree.
and
Yeah, so we'll do that.
we shouldn't be trying to
Yep.
operate like outside of the state.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so just to move forward, hazardous material permit.
Yeah.
I discovered that Permitize has a permit currently in the system called hazardous material permit.
Ah.
I think, we don't utilize it right now, but considering that's something that.
What does
you
it have now? Is it sort of like,
So, I pulled up one of the applications. It basically consists of similar information of like, what is your name? What is what is the location?
right,
But where it really gets interesting is just put like, type of hazardous waste.
Correct,
How
yeah,
much,
yeah.
where it is stored.
Right.
And so like, I was thinking. Where we've been talking about this with Rapid.
Right.
We don't even necessarily need to enact like a permit fee. I don't think
Right,
there's even
right.
necessarily a fee that needs to be associated
Right.
with this. I think that this could just help us be more knowledgeable of where hazardous waste is in the
Right,
town. Really, the only people who are gonna be applying for this permit, if we were to hypothetically enact this,
right,
would be really like gas stations. And
correct,
it's more so to
Yeah.
know, are you utilizing your hazardous waste site? Do you have stuff stored
Right.
there? What
Except
stuff are you
gotta
storing?
realize, if you have like a Walmart or another store, like even if you buy a battery, you have to turn in a call, that's. The new one is pretty much sealed, it's, could be even the gel, but it's still hazardous if you get into it. But the
Yeah.
new one, it's, how do I say it, it's pretty solid. The old ones are obviously defective, but they could be missing a cap, they could be improperly stored. No one I've seen ever puts it upside down. Even though the new ones may not leak, it's
Yeah,
just improper storage.
Yeah.
But the case in point with the Walmart was, they were storing acid above oil. And then, well, no, the acids were supposed to be on the bottom, oil on top. The
yeah,
problem was, they ran out of space, it was overfilled, so they're putting it on top. And
you can't be mixing chemicals.
no, you
Yeah.
can't have the
Acid,
thing that
oil,
ignites
acid.
the oil, which
Yeah.
is it's the, the organic part.
Yep.
The acid's the oxidizer, and all you need is heat or spark. the heat will come from exothermic reaction. And it'll blow up and either maim or kill somebody.
But that's all the more reason why I think if we enact this
Right.
permit, we can then double check people and we say, whoa, whoa, whoa. On your permit, it says that you have two
Right.
things
Home Depot has it.
that are combustible when
Right.
mixed. What the hell?
Right.
And that's something that we can be more knowledgeable of, and I think that that's something that we could.
Does the fire department also have these forms for hazardous materials? So they know what's there when they.
They
go to
do it for
fight?
their annual inspections and they do it for their responses. What they'll look at is all the flammabilities and any reactants. And they're
No,
looking.
no, what I'm saying is there already a list? Because the fire department does.
Oh, yeah, yes, like.
So do we have to do it again?
No.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, I not only didn't think of that, but I didn't realize that there might have been a list, so we
Correct.
may
Well,
not, if we, depending on how well the list is made,
Right.
we may not need this.
Right.
This was just
And I think,
something
yeah,
that I
well,
found.
the
I
other
think
thing
if you
is-
check with the fire department,
Right,
because
do
I'm
that.
pretty sure they go in and inspect almost every business.
You're totally right,
They
yes,
do.
So-
yes.
It's annual, actually.
I didn't, I genuinely didn't even think to look
Right.
there, it
Alright,
was more
well-
so just, I saw the permit and I was
You
like,
can
oh,
re-
that's
you
something
can reach
interesting,
out
you
to
know?
Deputy Neal.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll.
Yeah, we don't need to duplicate anything.
I agree.
if we can help it.
I agree.
What
I
I'm saying
totally
is,
agree.
a lot of times, theirs is proper storage for fire. Theirs is like, for example, you go into a store, in the old days, I don't, hope it's changed, because I tried to change it. Is you go ask for an MSDS, you know what they say to you? Oh, you gotta go home, get it on your computer. At the point of sale, you must possess that. That's federal law. And nobody can take that away. It's also state law, because the state adopted something like that, because, how do I say it? Some can cause cancer, some can ruin your eyes and,
Mhm.
and obviously if you're buying the chemical, it's suitable for sale. But how you, like muriatic acid, you can kill yourself.
Oh, yeah,
The point is, if you ask for an MSDS, that's the smart thing. Everything in there that you need to know about that it can do, and it'll tell you, you must have this type of PPE. Failure to do that violates our law, which is right to know. And that's what I was gonna recommend. I'll close you down in a heartbeat. So they supposedly stopped saying, but they used to say like, well, you can go on our computer. I said, no, the law doesn't say I will get it. The law says you have to provide MSDS is free of charge. You have to provide it to the customer on demand. So all you have to do is speak. You can't do telepathy. You can't, how do I say it? Say, well, you should have known I need one. No, that's not the law. The law says when I ask for it, and I could ask for all of them, as long as I'm technically gonna buy them all. Can't start saying, I want the whole shelf, because they're MSDS for red, black, green, yellow. They're not different, other than the pigment.
Yeah.
But the propellant, the type of paint is definitely different.
Yep.
And a lot of very hazardous health-wise, like a 4. But flammability, they're probably a 3. So you always react to them. Reactivity, probably not.
Yeah.
But acids usually are low on flammability. They accelerate
exactly.
combustibility or flammability.
Yeah.
But they're low.
yeah.
They could be a 2, but 4 on health and 4 on reactivity.
Yep. So I'll reach out to the fire department.
Yeah, do
And
that.
get
That's
that
good.
list. And that's that for hazardous materials.
But as you
Payroll
can see,
signing.
when we went to rapid refill,
Yeah,
nothing was right. It was like,
well, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why we're,
we couldn't even
Yeah.
read the label. We saw that yellow label, say, okay.
well, we also talked about in the last meeting how that could have been due to old management and
Correct.
we addressed
Yeah,
that.
okay.
So,
Okay.
payroll sign.
Yep.
Um,
Want me to do it? Okay, so. In the last, how do I say it? 2 weeks before this. There was issues as to, 2 things. When Trish, you'll remember this, when I got appointed, special town employee, it was before the board of selectmen, it was approved. It pretty much at that point said septics only, because all as I was having to worry about was the agents there, and I'm insisting only on septics. once Bruce left, you cannot not do all the Board of Health. If that's the job you're given, because if not, the public suffers. Failure to do our job, and they're paying taxes for every department to do their job. So I call that a fraud, and I'm not gonna be part of that. Second of all, Trish had mentioned, it was something about, we thought something was 25. That never was discussed with me. But it was in there, somehow it was in there, but I don't think it was discussed. We might have been asked, what did we pay in the past? Yeah, how many years ago? You know, maybe we weren't getting anything in the past. We weren't even getting stipends, but that's another story. So what happened was, there's a ticket that Laura put into the thing that said, who will pay all consulting, you know, people and us, you know, special town employee, let's say, $50 an hour. So that's what it was doing. And, you know, I don't think anybody's abused, now that Dylan's in here, unless I have to go do a Title V with him, because he is currently untrained. He cannot do a Title V on site, then I would be paid that. Steve would be paid that, but I had already said, I'm taking all Title Vs, because, how do I say it? I'm doing.
Well, I mean, it's good for Dylan to learn. So if you
Yeah.
are
Oh, no,
doing
I'm
it
saying-
and you take him along with you every time, it's perfect.
No, yeah, what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah,
but
I
he
get,
hasn't
I
had
get
to-
taken
he hasn't
along
had
every
to.
time.
Right, right.
Yeah, I always go out with them. It's
Right.
just,
Right.
yeah.
Right, so basically.
But the
drug test and
25,
soil evaluation, Dylan goes with Steve, because I don't have a soil evaluate, that's fine. But if it's a Title V, and in the past, when we didn't have Dylan, or he was like day 1 or 2. It was complaints related to Title V or other things, you know, but it was mostly Title V.
Yeah.
And I said, so if the board has to reaffirm that we're paying all consultants when Dylan's on vacation, sick, what else could happen?
so where was that information found though? Because that was at a select board meeting. That wasn't at one of our meetings.
No,
That
there's
where
a
that got
ticket
approved,
that
where it
was-
was
Laura,
50
what's
across
that
the
white
board.
ticket? I don't know, so Tim was signing the payroll, so for some strange reason, when the hours like 2 3/4 to 3.5 versus my high might have been a week of 10 hours. That he was also, and I said, you know what? This is not the building department's budget. This is the Board of Health budget.
No, but I'm trying to understand. Okay, so that was
no.
approved. Listen, that was approved like 2.5 years ago. So why is that coming up now?
I don't
Where
know.
it's 25 versus 50, because that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
And his comment to me was, well, I don't want to get it caught, you know, like Laura said to me, the minute I started doing this, we need to put together what the hours and what I did. And we were doing that for compliance, for whatever that gentleman's name in finance. And that's fine. I had no problem doing that.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of me writing it down or me dictating it. But the point was, the jobs got done. It got done as fast as we could do it. If every job didn't have a follow-up, boy, we'd be having an easy day. Some of these jobs with this, you know, tasks were disastrous, you know, and Dylan is gonna find out, but Dylan right now, in the last 2 weeks, other than, I'm always available for conversations. And there's no charge for that. You're there, and it's not an absolute Title V issue where you can't make the comment, oh, this is a failure. You cannot do that. You don't have a license.
Correct.
You need to be state trained and examined.
Yeah.
And then get a license. So that said, I said, I'm taking this away, and I believe I have that authority, but the board can do it as a unanimous group. That either I will sign, I'll come in and sign it, whatever day it is, or I had Laura, I thought, look at the record that the past health agent, Mike Graff, signed those. It is our budget. The Board of Health, and maybe a slight bit more the chair and the agent are to administrate that budget, you know? So,
I'm still confused though. Like that doesn't make any sense to me why all of a sudden this is becoming an issue.
I have no idea, so I said.
Well,
"Have a
let me
problem
try
with
to
it?"
explain it to
Well, hold
you.
on, Benny, don't say anything and let Laura answer this because she'll know.
Well, Tim was signing the payroll, and of course, it only just came about to be after Bruce left, and Vinny was doing a lot of hours each week. So
Mhm.
Tim wanted to know what Vinny was doing and how we came up with that amount of money that we were paying him. And only because Tim was signing the payroll and he wanted to be sure he understood that and where it came.
But we explained that,
So
Laura.
wait, hold on. So
ahead.
does he understand it now and where it came from? Because that was approved by the select board, like I said, like 2.5 years ago.
Right, so
Or 2
he
years
said,
ago.
do you have any documentation? And when we pulled up the Board of Selectmen minutes, I think that was part of the confusion, that it said possibly $25 an hour, but
No, Trish brought that up and it was
Trish
never,
said,
never,
we will look at what the other agents make.
right, okay.
So it was really nothing set in stone. It was just talked about $25 or what the other agents or temporary people make.
When
And
we
that's
had
kind of
Mike,
where
Yes,
it was
so-
left.
So how would that
So-
be any different than anybody else? Like, why is it in question of Vinny versus, Steve or anyone else?
Steve
who-
Well,
had
it
way more
isn't
hours than me.
because, only because Tim was the one signing the payroll. Tim didn't sign for Steve or, any other part-time people
that is
he
true.
hired.
Tim,
So
Tim-
who signs for them?
we approved
Us?
Steve's,
The board does.
we do.
Okay.
Board does.
Because like
So,
Rob's payroll for tobacco and food is the $50 an hour, but the board approves it.
Right,
So I think it doesn't matter what we were paying Vinny. I think Tim just wanted something behind that to substantiate it as to, since he was signing it.
okay, so that's the crux of the problem.
Right, but
We'll
now
no longer
Vinny
sign it,
says,
this board will sign it, and I'm gonna say unless anybody has a response, how do I say it? If you're out on leave, then I'm covering, I will sign it, It's no different than when you're signing the budget for this board, excuse me, not the budget, the payroll. You're on that payroll. It's not gonna make any difference. You can't change what's in payroll. It's programmed in. It's in our budget, what we pay the agent.
and the health agent always signed it in the past. Mike Graff signed it.
Always, yeah,
Mike Catalano signed it. I mean, unless they weren't there, then the
correct.
board.
And I signed it or, proxy,
Right.
we deferred it.
So,
Laura could sign it for us.
I mean, Dylan can sign it, the
Yep.
board can review it. I mean, however you want to do it. Tim just didn't want to be stuck signing it and saying, well, I don't know how we came up with this.
yeah.
But I guess it's
But
not.
does he understand it now though? Like, cause he questioned it, so we're able to show him where it came from. So is he okay with it now or is it still in question, I guess? is
Well,
my question.
first of all, the last 2 weeks I've done 0 hours. So prior to that, I'm gonna refrain from this, Laura. I don't think I ever achieved more than 12. I think it's more like 10 was the high. Then it was 8 and 7. So I'm gonna say right now, when I first took over this job, and this is what upset the heck out of me. I feel Dylan was gonna learn better from me as a septic inspector, because I'm active. Steve is not an active, well, if he is, he's more of a health agent in 5 towns. So I don't know if he has enough time to go and dig up septic systems. I dug them up all over the place. And I do it differently than most. I'm much more thorough. That's another story.
Well, you're thorough, you're honest,
Yeah,
like
well,
nobody
I'm
can
just
ever
that
say
kind of
that.
scientist. Everything is, how do I say it, like a little discovery. And I'll put it this way here, and I'm a hell of a lot cheaper than all the other inspectors in this whole area. I can't believe what they're getting now, but that's not my bag. My bag is, I get a fair, and be honest with you, it's a little bit more than 50 when I'm out there as a septic inspector. But if I got 50 from everybody for everything I do, I'm comfortable with that.
Well, I think even just going
And Mike
forward,
Catalano and
Yeah.
Bruce were paid 50 when they were briefly consultants, that much. Kelly remembered it, and, I don't know if you did, Trish, but I remember it when we passed that rule.
Yeah.
So I said, if we had to, as the infrequent time I would be taking care of Dylan's responsibilities, we're just gonna make another motion right now to authorize any consulting, engineers, food people, whatever else it is, that would be paid $50 an hour, unless the going rate is way higher. Like if we were hiring an engineer,
Yeah.
official PE to do something for us. No, we can't. I don't think they'll work for 50 an hour.
Yeah.
They
But
might
just-
want 75 or.
Just to
I mean,
come,
we can do that. I mean, it's already done by the select board, so I feel like it's,
I don't know, if
No.
you wanna be redundant, I'm okay with that. But I just thought, well, we can end it real quick.
yeah,
I'm only covering for him when he's not around.
Yeah.
And the other times would be like, he's got a real septic issue and it could be a public health threat. And, you know,
I need to call you in.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah,
really
yeah.
it.
but talking over the phone, we can resolve 80% of it now,
Yeah.
maybe 100% of it.
Yeah.
Because Dylan calls me and I like that. It's, you know, he can call Rick on a matter, or you, Trish, on a matter if it's related to health, you know, or me. But what I'm saying is, the things he's called me about, it's like really good, you know, that he's gotten into this. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air, is that the word? It's like, I'm seeing a real younger, not having too many medical problems, Mike Graff, and you know, Mike was a lot older. But you know, he served the town from what, 95 through, or 99 through.
yeah, let's stay focused, Benny. So Rick, are you okay with the,
I agree, Tricia. We have to stay focused on what's going on, not
yeah,
past.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm fine with the $50 an hour. It's already with the select board too. So if you wanna, you know, make a motion on that, I'm fine with that. I don't know how you feel about it, Rick, but
I'm
I
fine
think-
with it. The only thing I'd like to know is when are you gonna get trained for Title V?
Yeah. He found another thing. Go ahead, your time.
Well, no, I'd like to know
Right.
when you're
Isn't
gonna
that
be
no-
trained for
isn't-
Title
that's
V.
November.
No, that's soil evaluator. But I think Laura, you can jump into this. Laura looked it up and they said they weren't doing anything till next year. I thought it was April, but don't hold me to it. And what I said was, that means he's gone more than the 6 months. What we said was, he would get 5 when he did soil septic inspector, which I said, he should be able to jump in that within a month or two, get a course.
Yeah, no,
I mean, courses
put it
are great,
in
but everybody can, I think we can all say that, you know, hands-on training is top notch, right? So him getting all the training up until that point is just gonna make
Yeah, I
him,
agree.
Oh, no, it's excellent, but I still would like to know when. the
Vinny,
Title
can
V
you help
training
him?
is gonna
Can
take
you,
place.
can you work with him to train him for whenever he has to go for the test?
Well, the working with me and, you know, and going over records and looking at stuff like that. It's great, but the state will not say, you still take that 3-day course. What I'm saying, when he goes to 3-day course, he's gonna say, this is boring. Just give me the test, but you have to do that. Then you take the test. And it's like a SAT. You fill it in. You gotta
so
get.
when can you sign
it's
up
April,
for that, I
which
guess,
means
Dylan, is the question, like,
If I'm gonna be
What-
honest with you, I've been so busy focusing on other things that I haven't.
Okay.
Gotten the chance to look at that, but
sure.
you.
Well,
Right,
it
and I
don't-
think
it
Laura
only-
did. Go ahead, Laura, I think you
I
did. look at
did,
it.
but I cannot find any other place that gives it other than the, what is it, the NEW?
Yeah, NEPOC. No, they're the only one.
So-
They're a third party for the state. You can't go around them for anything.
You know, and they are booked right now and they're going to let me know when the next one opens up.
So I,
Okay.
yeah,
Alright, I
So
just
we-
wanted to
Laura,
know,
when
if
is
you want, I'll
the
make
next
the
one
motion
open?
that it's $50 an hour.
Laura,
Yeah,
when is the next one open?
they haven't told me yet. They just filled this one.
Yeah. That was a
Okay,
bad news.
so we're still waiting to find out when.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So
All right, like I said, I'll make the motion that, we use consultants, it's $50 an hour. That's been approved by the Board of Selectmen already.
Correct. All right, I second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and so carried, okay, great. And the other thing, do we need a motion that Dylan will sign the payroll? And if he's not around, we don't, okay, fine. Okay,
I don't-
well,
Old Health
I don't-
Agent, the whole health, the
Old Health
whole
Agent
health
did it.
agent is
Okay,
already
fine.
signing it, I'll
it's
just sign.
already something we've done before, we don't.
Right, exactly. We don't have to
Fine.
make a motion on if it's something
Right.
that's already in place.
Okay,
If
next item
If
is,
Dylan is not around, I can sign the payroll for him.
okay,
Okay.
thanks, Beth.
So we're all covered.
Good. Okay, so, if, there's no old business, right?
Correct.
Okay, fine. This is, SD inspections 1550. Right, sorry about that.
That's all right. I'll make a motion that we pay $1,550 for SD Septic Inspections LLC.
Okay, I second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried. Go for it.
I do have new business, if you have any.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Okay, December 6th, we're going to have open meeting training.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay, we're gonna have KP Law come in and do
Okay.
training on what open meeting is,
I like that.
Okay,
okay? So
okay,
I
yes,
would,
December
like-
6th, what time did you say?
6:30,
6:30. On December 6th, correct?
yes.
Okay,
Is
great.
that just for us or is that for everybody?
Everybody, probably.
Anyone who shows up is good, but I would like chairman and vice chair to show up.
Okay.
We're
From
trying to
all-
make sure
from all
everyone comes
boards,
in
Beth?
and gets everything trained,
Okay, so 6:30 on the 6th of December, got it.
yes.
And is that from all boards, Beth? That
Yes,
you're-
I'm putting it out to all boards,
Okay.
so
Perfect. then.
if you have to call quorum and open the meeting, okay, you do that, but because of social media and everything, we have to really address it.
Sure.
And we used to do this, or we didn't do it. I know we do ethics and we do something else every so many years. I forget what it is.
Ethics, I'll be sending out after this to do every 2 years.
2 years, okay, fine.
Yeah, I just did mine
Okay,
when I came on.
I would like all of this training just because it's stuff that I
well, you know,
never really touched upon.
we need it.
Oh, I would
We need it,
definitely
you know,
be
whatever.
there.
I used to get a lot in the government, but you know, now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in just this government now, so. Okay, plans for approval there?
So basically this plan just, they're,
Okay, so was it an approved plan that expired?
yes,
Okay, fine.
so it just needs to be reapproved by the board.
Okay, I make a motion that we reapprove.
One second, Yvonne.
117, 178
Hartford.
Hartford,
Oh, yeah, 178 Hartford, yep.
plan extension.
Okay.
Okay, I second that.
Yeah, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
Sorry about that, I jumped to the next
That's
thing.
that's all right. No.
We usually don't see too many of these. We have had in the past where, a property, how do I say, became dormant and then the person died, so we ended up getting a plan that, I think it's good for 3 years, right? Is
I
that
believe it's 3, yep.
3? Yeah, okay, fine.
I make a motion that we accept the preliminary application for 1171 Road for, community septic betterment program.
Okay, so that one where everybody signs it.
All right, I second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, abstained, so carried. Yeah, this is.
If there's anything that needs to be signed, I'm happy to come in tomorrow, so.
Yeah, you got the plan extension and the SD. Probably the plan extension is the most important. Now, Laura, just for refresh my memory, the one that's just got one blank, that's the chair signs that.
Yeah, the Betterment app is just one person, the chair,
Okay,
correct.
so we looked at his, 1040 looks good. Okay.
Yep, the 1040 is attached to the copy
I
Dillingham.
just looked at it, yeah, it looks really,
I didn't
Laura,
want
do I have to sign anything?
no,
not on that one, let's see. what-
not for that.
Perfect, perfect.
Not yet, anyway.
No,
Yay.
Okay. Okay, so that one's, I'll set it here, and I'm just go back here, okay, so. Next one is New England Environmental Design. Go ahead.
Oh, excuse me, I make a motion that we accept the New England Environmental Design LLC bill for $2,000.
Okay, I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried. I was gonna say, you could just say 1010, I can't say that name.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept JB Coat Construction Incorporated for 51 Lakeview Avenue.
Okay, I second that.
13,000.
$13,480.
Second, Trish,
I second that.
yeah, all those in favor say aye. Aye,
Aye.
opposed, abstained, so carried. Good,
On this one, do I just sign over this?
yeah. It's like, how do I say it?
Yeah, I'm just.
Should have been moved up, yeah,
Yeah.
sign both. Okay. There's room for Trish if she comes in.
All right, so that,
Mostly as long as we have two signatures, it's legal, I guess.
do you have the one for 1010 South Main Street?
That's the one we just did.
We just did that one.
Yeah, that's the, New England Environmental Design. Yeah. So you haven't checked it. This one here, 1010,
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I'm sorry.
that's fine, I
No
was gonna
worries.
say, I couldn't say the name, well, Nicholas I can, but the other one I couldn't say. Okay, so is that,
I think that should be it.
that's our agenda?
Yep.
Okay, motion?
Vinny, are you going to be present for a town meeting?
On the 15th,
The 15th, let's say that the wake is Friday night and the funeral Saturday at 10, so yes. Does the Board of Health have anything, I mean, on there other than,
What, they're looking to increase you from what, 3 to 5?
yeah, okay, okay. I didn't realize that, yes, I will be there. It should not be a problem. It's
Like
it'll be
someone-
next Wednesday, is it a week from
It is,
tomorrow? What's the day? Yeah,
it's a week from tomorrow.
yeah,
on the
okay, yeah,
15th,
I will be there.
Wednesday.
There's no real problem.
Vinny, if you can attend, it's okay.
No, I will, I can, you know, I gotta try, I was on, the reason why I was late tonight, I was talking with Socket Police Department, the guy. Got bonded out for 1,000 out of a $10,000 bond, which is the acceptable thing, but the charges were. You know, there's only
Vinny.
one that's criminal.
Vinny, we can cover whatever you need for that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you don't have to worry about it. We can cover whatever you
yeah,
need.
I mean, you know, put it
I'll
this way, yeah.
attend, so.
Yeah, I'm
you got
already-
more, you really got more important things going on, let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the only problem with is my way of dealing with grief is I keep my head to the grind even more than I normally do. So I don't have to think about it, you know.
But as the Board of Health, you also need to.
I get it.
That may not be the
Yeah,
healthiest
well,
thing, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I
how
respect.
do I say it? I'm one of those, what's that saying? I beat to a different drummer, yeah.
Yep, you gotta do what you gotta
I
do.
just. am
My drummer has no idea what beat to use, so whatever you need.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I'm the last one on the first son on the heap, okay, so.
Wow.
yeah,
Whatever
I
you
lost
need.
my father, I lost my mother, I lost my youngest brother when he was 21. I just lost my other brother, he was 73, by the way, but you know how people, they say you missed your birthday, in this case by 28 days, or yeah, something like that. So, you know, it is what it is,
All right, well, if you, if you
I don't,
change
the only
your,
time I
if you
breathed
change
an
your
extremely
mind,
long
we'll,
time is
we'll,
when I lost my wife. I
Vinny,
didn't go back to
Vinny,
work for like months.
Vinny, we will cover you no matter what, okay?
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay, so,
Vinny, we're all sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, I
so
know.
Do what you gotta do for yourself. We won't bother you.
No, that's fine. I'm okay.
you know what,
Uh,
I'll stand up and do whatever I have to do for you, so. And I know everyone else will also.
absolutely.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Trish.
One last
Thank you,
thing
Laura.
before we adjourn, I wanna say that, Dylan and myself went to the, self-serve.
Serve safe.
Serve safe.
Yep.
program,
Yep.
self-serve. It was a lot of information.
Right.
And we both passed.
Yeah.
And that was with Mike Saracen.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
I saw him putting his stuff together.
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
geez, people change, like I not changed, right? He looked a little different since I last saw him 3.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
and the other thing, I want to get it on the record that I
Go.
think Dylan is doing an excellent job. Very happy with the performance so far. And I definitely wanted to get it on the record officially.
You did it last time, but I agree.
We had already
You know.
adjourned, so I just wanted to do it on the
Yeah,
record.
and I have to say it because, it was like. Just remember back a little when we were thinking like, let's just do this, or let's do that. All the people we interviewed and all the things we dug up about them, I said, and they were older, that's not a big deal, because I'm old, but the point is. They all had skeletons. They all were not gonna be around, unless something strange happens in this world, which always happens, but, Dylan can serve this town long after I'm off the Board of Health, maybe long after I'm on this earth and in Bellingham. So, it is good to get young blood. It is good to get someone.
Okay, just
Got a good
be
educational
just be
background.
careful.
Yeah, yeah, and I have to say, Dylan, people are definitely talking in town that have met you already. They have nothing but good things to say about you. You're very professional. You're looking into things, you're getting the job done. So, kudos. I hope it stays that way. Keep up the good work.
Of course. Thank you very much.
We
I
appreciate it.
comments.
We
Thank you.
appreciate it, and, just to say, just be careful, he is doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
I
Thank you.
second that.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried.
Good
Have a
night.
good night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Go Dill. Trish, you can have Trish's.